Today I'm reviewing and testing the Boslla ND series LED headlight upgrade. I've previously tested Boslla lights in the past, most recently the NP, and this ND is a step up from that. So if you want to see the difference in light output, I'll show you that this is a good step up for the NP and a very good light upgrade overall. Let's check it out. Hello everyone and welcome to Car Light Reviews, where I perform consistent automotive light tests to help you make the best purchase decision, see better, and be seen better when driving, and of course save you some money. This is the Boslla ND series headlight. I like Boslla lights, and I think they're a bit on the underrated side. They originally got my attention with their Boslla Bullet 4-color LED headlight that I checked out on my other channel, and I used it in a very strange way. I used it as a fog light replacement in my Corvette just to see how it would work, and it worked out pretty good. It's a pretty unique light. You should check it out. One of the first videos I made on this channel was testing the Boslla B1, a tiny LED light that did surprisingly well for its compact size and internal driver, and I gave it an honorable mention for its performance despite that compact size in my 2022 LED Light of the Year awards. And then last fall, I tested the Boslla NP series, and I found that it performed pretty well at the time, and it met my expectations for Boslla performance. Now, I'll put links in the description to those other videos so you can check them out. But now, as a follow-up to that last NP review, we're going to check out the Step Up, which is the ND series, and see how it compares to the NP and the other lights that I've tested. And how am I going to do that? Well, like all my LED headlight upgrade videos, we're going to get it out of the box and check it out, get a deeper look, check out the specs, and then see how it does in my projector and reflector test. So let's get started. Now, like the other Boslla lights that I've tested, if you don't care about packaging frills, this is the one for you. Comes with a user manual. It's pretty basic, it's pretty sparse, but these are plug and play. Remove your factory lights and replace with these. Check your owner manual if you need to. Okay, let's get started with my initial observations. This is very similar in design to the Boslla NP series, but not nearly identical, just similar. And what jumps out at me right away that I want to draw your attention to is the emitter design. If you notice that most emitters have a shape just like a rectangle, but this one is more like a plus symbol. It's a different design that I don't think I've seen in other LED headlights, at least not that I've tested so far, and we're going to see if that has any impact on my light pattern test. And being a Chevrolet guy, I think it's pretty cool that it almost looks like a Chevrolet bow tie. But overall, like all Boslla products, pretty good materials. And do notice that it does have braided cables, which I like a lot. But one thing that it doesn't have, that the NP series has, is a two-piece connector between the main unit and the driver. For some reason, this ND series doesn't have it. It's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker. It's just something that I noticed. The driver is compact and also made of good materials. It does have two copper heat pipes running up the sides, as you can see right here. And overall, just a good-looking light. Again, what I expect out of Boslla. Okay, let's go over the published specifications of the ND series. 70 watts each, which is 20 more than the NP series, and 8400 lumens each, which is 2400 more than the NP series. And the rest of everything is largely the same. 6000K color temperature. It does have a flip chip, but it is of a different design, as I mentioned before. An IP rating of 67, an hour rating of 30,000, an adjustable collar that is friction fit. As you saw, it does have a fan for heat management and that external driver that we talked about before. It has a warranty of 1 year, and the price at the time of this video, before any discounts per pair, is $119.99, $20 more than the Boslla NP series. So basically, this is an NP with a different emitter style, 20 watts higher published specification, and $20 more. We're going to see what that $20 gets you. But before we do, be sure to check out the 1-minute video I made outlining my test methods, and I'll put a link in the description below. It covers how to aim headlights, picking the right headlight for your use, and the legality of using LED lights as halogen replacements. It's very important for you to be educated on these topics. So now, let's see how the Boslla ND performs compared to the NP and the other lights that I've tested. For the projector, 2,330 lux, or 1,605 over the Halogen 725 lux measurement, and that's 310 lux over the NP series. So, the higher wattage does result in increased brightness. After 27 minutes, the average commute time in the United States, it retains a rather impressive 82% of that light output, compared to the NP series 79%, making it 1,911 lux, or 1,186 over halogen, and 551 lux over the NP series. Now this is the fourth brightest light that I have tested in a projector so far for initial output and output over time, behind the serious heavy hitters, the Diamond Vision F9, the Novsight N60, and the Luxtor Punisher. Not bad. That above average light retention over time really helps keep it in that spot. And compared to halogen, this does well in the projector. The cutoff is close to the hot spot, which is good, and the common weak spot in my testing right here isn't bad, but when I look at the NP projector output, the NP might actually do a bit better. The ND might be pushing the limits of my projector housing with that emitter design and the increased wattage, but I can say that it handles that common weak spot in my testing a bit better than the 3 lights that I've tested so far that are brighter. So overall, projector output is good for the high brightness output. So now let's take a look at how it does in a reflector. 4,580 lux, or 3,670 over the halogen 910 lux, and 270 over the NP series. So in terms of initial reflector brightness compared to what else I've tested, it is not near the top like the projector is. However, after 27 minutes, it keeps that above average 82% of that light output, and over time, you get 3,756 usable lux, 2,846 over halogen, or 351 over the NP series. This is the more important number because it's the one that you get after you drive for a while. And it is the fourth brightest in a reflector over time, behind the same lights that I mentioned for the projector, the Diamond Vision F9, the Novsight N60, the Luxtor Punisher, and is edged out of the third spot in reflector brightness over time by the far intermitter. Again, the 82% retained light output is higher than all of them, which really helps for rankings, but also, in theory, longevity. Let's see how the reflector light pattern is compared to halogen. It does well and looks very, very similar to the NP series, and like that light, it must be used with caution because it is so bright. And it starts to get a little blurry here, and you can see the output is a little inconsistent here, but considering the high reflector output, it could be a heck of a lot worse, but as always, you still need to aim your headlights very carefully. As mentioned, there is a published rating of 70 watts per light, and I observed 63.9. And for heat management, after 27 minutes of runtime, the average commute time in the United States, my FLIR thermal camera recorded 244 degrees Fahrenheit, or 118 degrees Celsius for the main unit. Now this is on the hotter side, which is understandable as there's more watts being pulled through it. But here's the neat part. The driver does a really good job of regulating its temperature, 131 degrees Fahrenheit or 55 degrees Celsius, which is much lower in relation to the main units than the other lights with similar main unit temperatures that I've tested. So good job on that one, Boslla. Now the data that my testing generates is a very valuable tool to help you narrow down the best light upgrades for your needs and budget. And I compile all that data into a free spreadsheet that I link in the description of every video. Check it out if you haven't already. So if you were considering the Boslla NP and want to spend another $20, you definitely get a more powerful light and a better light output over time with about the same light output patterns. This is a good choice compared to the NP, and a decent choice in its own right compared to many of the lights I've tested. Now, one thing I want to mention, Boslla now has new models that they've released since I received this one, so let me know if you want me to test those as well and see how they compare. Now, I said this before and I'll say it again. I personally think that Boslla makes a very good lineup of LED headlight upgrades, and sometimes I think they're a bit underrated. So check out their offerings in the links in the description, and if any of my videos help you out, using those links to purchase helps me make more videos like this one at no additional cost or effort to you, and I appreciate it very much. And as always, thanks for the suggestions and the support of Car Light Reviews, and thanks for watching. I hope that this video helped you to choose the right lighting upgrades for your needs so you can enjoy your car more and save you money. Be sure to keep your headlights aimed correctly and drive safely, responsibly, and respectfully.